Okay, February 27th. In 1951, the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution was ratified. What the 22nd Amendment did was it limited the president to 2 terms plus 2 years of a predecessor. Okay, so if the predecessor had died in office or resigned and the vice president ascended to the presidency, if he served less than 2 years of that president's term, he could then run for 2 full terms on his own. This was kind of it was definitely a response to FDR and his 4 terms. So FDR ran for 4 terms in 1932, 36, 40, and 44, winning all 4 terms. The tradition had been since George Washington that presidents would serve 2 terms, and because people believe that, well, if Washington, who's the father of the country, would only serve 2 terms, then nobody else should serve 3. However, Ulysses Grant attempted a 3rd term. It was non-consecutive. He'd served his 2 terms and then left, and then he actually came back and attempted to get the Republican nomination for a 3rd term. Didn't win the nomination. Teddy Roosevelt took office when McKinley had been killed very early in his 2nd term. And then Teddy Roosevelt got his own term. He could have run for he considered running for what would have been almost a 3rd term, because it would have been 12 years, almost. And then Woodrow Wilson considered running for a 3rd term in 1920, but FDR was the first one to actually win for 4 terms. Now, Harry Truman, who was president when it was passed, was exempted. So Harry Truman, even though he served 11 months and 3 years of FDR's term, and then as one of his own terms, he could have run for another term because he was exempted from the amendment. So Dwight Eisenhower was the first president to be affected by the term limits. He was very much against it, partly because he felt like it really hamstrung the president. People know you can't run again. You're a lame duck as soon as you get elected, kind of a thing. And so he was really against the idea of limiting the president to 2 terms legally. So that's what I have for today. The 22nd Amendment is ratified. I will see you tomorrow.